Saving lives, preventing disease, and reversing disease. You are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, brought to you in part by the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD.
This program is not being used to make diagnosis, administer treatment, prescribe medications, or order tests. The information contained is provided as an educational service. This program is not a replacement for the relationship you have with your healthcare provider. If you have concerns about your health, please contact your healthcare provider's office immediately.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call. I'm John Richardson, brother of Dr. William Richardson, and today we are going to examine the high blood pressure epidemic that is sweeping across America, and especially the African American community. Please call your friends, family, and associates and tell them to listen to this show as we look at the causes of high blood pressure, the deadly diseases and debilitating consequences of uncontrolled high blood pressure, and most importantly, we are going to tell you how to cure high blood pressure, how to prevent high blood pressure, and ultimately how to save your life. Stay tuned to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call. We'll be right back.
Did you know that studies reveal that 86% of your health and well-being is totally dependent upon your lifestyle, diet, environment, exercise, relaxation, rest, and stress management? And did you know that medical care and genetics account for only 14% of your health and well-being? This means that you are 86% in control of your health through living a healthy lifestyle and building a healthy environment. Dr. Richardson and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. Our full-service health clinic offers complete diagnostic evaluations and medical care, lifestyle nutritional counseling, detox programs, immune enhancement, permanent weight loss programs, IV chelation therapy, and alternative treatments for most all diseases and conditions.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, I'm Dr. William Richardson, and I'm inspired and honored and truly welcome you to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where the second and fourth Wednesday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m., we will take in-depth, stimulating looks at the major health issues facing our community today. My friends, the mission of this health talk show, Dr. Richardson on Call, is to reverse and prevent disease as well as save lives. On this show, we request, we encourage, and we really demand your participation. Call us and ask your important questions and give your valuable commentaries when we open up the phone lines. Again, I'm your host, Dr. William Richardson, a board-certified medical doctor with over 25 years of experience. My role on this show is to facilitate our listeners in the how and why of making intelligent health choices in quality medical care, disease reversal and prevention, nutrition, diet and supplements, cleansing and detoxification, immune system enhancement, and many other lifestyle and environmental factors. Also, as always, I'm joined in the studio by my brother John Richardson, who is the writer, researcher, and executive producer for this show, to whom I owe many thanks. Thank you, Brother John.
And thank you, Brother Dr. William Richardson, and welcome out there in Radio Land, as I, John Richardson, am also honored and inspired to be with you today on this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call. And today, Dr. Richardson, we have another very important subject today
is very important to us all. It's high blood pressure.
Yes, 1 out of 3 of certain populations have it. 1 out of 3.
Yeah, and it looks like every other person that comes into our office has the blood pressure. Folks, we're going to take apart blood pressure today for you. We're going to look at it from top to bottom, left to right, east to west, north to south, all this kind of thing. You know, the mortality risks, the health problems connected to uncontrolled blood pressure, the fact that you have to take medication to control it, supposedly. We're going to give you ways to cure, that is, I said cure blood pressure. Because if you make the proper lifestyle changes and you do other things, the exercise and the herbs and the supplements and lose the weight and all these kind of things, there will be no blood pressure. Sometimes you go to a doctor and you're told you have to take the blood pressure medicine the rest of your life, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. But a lot of these causes and cures of disease are much deeper than, you know, a medication deficiency. As Dr. Richardson says, we weren't born with a medication deficiency. So let's open up this subject, folks, and, you know, maybe give somebody a call, one of your associates, friend, relatives, aunt, uncle, mother, grandmother, because blood pressure is affecting many people, and really it takes a lot of people out. It's disabling, and it can kill you. Mm-hmm. You can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack, and a lot of things.
Kidney disease.
Kidney disease, yeah. So you just don't want to run around with it uncontrolled either. Take the medication if you need to temporarily until you make the proper lifestyle. So let's open this up, Dr. Richardson. It's an exciting subject, especially to the African-American community. That's one of the questions I'm going to eventually ask you. Why is it seems prevalence higher in the African-American community?
Sure.
So let's first define this blood pressure, Dr. Richardson, from a technical standpoint. Let these folks know, let us all know, the listening audience, what is high blood pressure?
Well, the way I think it's best understood is if you think of blood pressure as a force, of the force of the blood against the walls of the arteries and the chambers of the heart as it's pumped through the body. And not through the veins so much, because that's a different force coming from being sucked back to the heart. Under normal conditions, it's a whole lot of work, and normally the heart can handle this with no problem. However, when one is diagnosed with high blood pressure, there's a greater than normal force exerted against the arteries and everything by the blood. High blood pressure over time begins to weaken the cellular walls of the hearts and artery. That makes it easier for plaque to build up, or hardening of the arteries, or arteriosclerosis. And, you know, you can have a lot. First of all, you can have no symptoms, and then you can have symptoms such as dizziness, headache, fatigue, restlessness, all that sort of thing. And then in advanced cases, you can suffer a heart attack or a stroke.
Right. So, you know, those are the descriptions of what is blood pressure. We've all heard about it. Many of us have it, this kind of thing. And that's one of the things, obviously, we all want to know and be aware of. But what's more important, and what we need to get to the crux and make the changes, are what causes high blood pressure. Simply, what causes it?
Okay. Well, most blood pressure, about 96, 98% of it is what we call essential hypertension, and more so in the African-American population, it may go up to 99%. And blood pressure mostly, definitely is caused by poor diet, obesity, high salt, high fat, high cholesterol, high meat intake, not enough fiber, poor stress management, lack of exercise, relative nutritional deficiencies like potassium and magnesium and calcium. Hardening of the arteries itself can cause high blood pressure. It's a vicious cycle there. Anemia, diabetes, environmental pollution like heavy metal poisoning like lead and cadmium, smoking, alcohol, caffeine. And the other very rare cases of secondary high blood pressure are caused by specific medical problems.
Yeah, so we have those causes of, you know, high blood pressure. So, folks, basically the thing is, if you correct these causative factors, you won't have the blood pressure in the first place. And it may sound, you know, easier said than done, but it takes work and effort. But that's one thing in our office that we correct. I mean, we get rid of it. They come off the medication and all this kind of thing, but they have to be willing to put in the time and take the effort to make those changes. So what about the health and mortality risk? Let's get technical again a little bit. We're going to get back to the causes and how you get on a program and having the last thing we're going to say is a safe, effective plan to eliminate and prevent the blood pressure.
Well, that's positive.
Yeah.
So, sure. You know, first of all, high blood pressure is the most common heart and artery disease, along with then you got heart attacks, high cholesterol. A major cause of heart attack, stroke, and congestive heart failure is high blood pressure, especially uncontrolled high blood pressure. U.S. leads the world in the occurrence of high blood pressure, and it kills about 50,000 Americans annually. It's a major factor in about 200,000 additional deaths. High blood pressure accounts for about 35 million annual office visits to conventional doctors. About 70 million Americans, 1 out of 4 currently have high blood pressure, about 2/3 of that population under age 65. Mm-hmm. And you may not even experience symptoms if you have high blood pressure. That has to be kept in mind. It can be a silent killer.
Yeah, so obviously folks know that the blood pressure is a problem. It can cause many issues with you if you go uncontrolled, if you don't know you have it, if you have headaches, if you have a lot of pressure in your the way you feel. Okay, there's a lot of symptoms that you can, or there's no symptoms, you know. So since the African American community specifically has a prevalence toward that, it's good to get it checked. It's good to know, but it's good to be on an anti-heart and artery disease, an anti-high blood pressure disease, an anti-cancer disease program, diet, lifestyle already.
That's right.
You know, if you have a genetic predisposition to it, how do you know if you have a genetic predisposition? Does your mother, father have it? Grandfather, somebody, have they had these issues? If they had these issues and you eat the same way, live the same way, guess what, folks? You'll have these issues, you know?
That's right.
So,
That's right.
You know, then folks, you know, talk about, we could talk about the high blood pressure regarding race and gender. Is there an issue with that?
Yes. African Americans between the ages of 24 and 44 are 18 times more likely than whites to develop kidney failure due to high blood pressure. That's a complication. Mm-hmm. About 1 out of 5 Americans in general have high blood pressure, and for African Americans, it's 1 out of 3. Mm-hmm. In Jamaica, it's about 1 out of 4. In the rural areas of Africa, it's rare. In the cities or the urban areas, much, much more. Mm-hmm. So the bottom line is that blacks get high blood pressure more so, and they also have more complications. Mm-hmm. And we may want to ask why. Mm-hmm. And that's because we are basically further away from a healthier diet than the general population of the U.S.
We smoke more, drink more, have more stress, get more divorces, argue more, fight more.
Having more internalized depression.
That's true. Now, a caller called, I haven't given out the number yet, and I will, folks, because we're going to get you involved, but a caller called, didn't want to be there, but he wanted to mention what were the symptoms of a stroke. Dr. Richardson.
It's a good point. The symptoms of a stroke. And, you know, when you think you're having symptoms of a stroke, please dial 911. Symptoms of a stroke, first of all, can be dizziness. Mm-hmm. The most common ones to think of are loss of function mm-hmm. of arm and a leg on the same side of the body, like your right arm and right leg, or trouble talking, or fuzziness or thinking. It can be dizziness. Mm-hmm. Anytime you have any of those symptoms, dial 911 because that can be helped.
Mm-hmm. And folks, if you check our website, we have a good article on heart and artery diseases. You can click on articles and see heart and artery diseases, and it talks about blood pressure and stroke and how a whole comprehensive program in summary. The website address is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. Dr. Richardson, another thing we hear about is the silent killer, and we referenced that. Why is it known as a silent killer? That is the high blood pressure.
Well, that's simply because high blood pressure usually doesn't show any symptoms until complications develop. Mm-hmm. Your first symptom of high blood pressure may be sudden death from a heart attack, or it could be, hey, your feet are swelling up. Why? Because you have kidney failure, or you can get short of breath because of congestive heart failure. That's why it's good to measure your blood pressure in physical exams.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing is if we don't have the stroke or the heart attack and some of these other things and sudden death, and we get by past that piece. But what would be the warning signs of high blood pressure?
With more advanced high blood pressure, you can have certainly headaches, sweating, rapid pulse, shortness of breath, dizziness, visual disturbances, and just not feeling right. And it's very easy to get a blood pressure. You go to the local drugstore, You can go to the fire department. I would encourage everyone to know what their blood pressure is.
This is a big issue, folks. And again, if you have a genetic predisposition, and again, how do you know if you have a genetic predisposition? Anybody in your family that's blood related to you have high blood pressure, then you have a genetic predisposition. And some people collect cholesterol. It goes higher if they eat animal products. Some people have atherosclerotic plaque, higher buildup if they eat animal products and stuff, this kind of thing. So you need to analyze this before. Analyze it at a young, because people getting high blood pressure at a younger age. So Dr. Richardson, we're going to open up the phone lines. And while we open up the phone lines, you can be giving us what we have developed in our office over years of experience, a safe, effective plan to eliminate this dreaded high blood pressure. And so while I open up the phone lines, I'm going to just open them up, and then you can start hitting that subject. We'll go through that maybe twice. And again, folks, you can click on the website. But we're going to open up the phone lines because this is a very important topic we want you to get involved in. Anybody out in radio land have high blood pressure, have a relative that has high blood pressure, has a friend that has high blood pressure, just concerned about high blood pressure, or heart and artery disease, or anything related to the strokes, congestive heart, call us. The number is 404-880-9255. The number to get in the studio right now and join us on our discussion of heart and artery diseases and high blood pressure and chelation therapy and diet and nutrition and all these pieces is 404-880-9255. Of course, you can call us on your home phone, cell phone, business phone, car phone, pay phone, someone else's phone. Any means of communication will do, as long as we can hear you clearly. Just call us, let your thoughts be known, jot down your questions and comments in advance, and please turn down your radio. Again, the number to get in is 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Atlanta, why don't you give us a call? We'd like to hear from you about this high blood pressure or really any other health matter concern that you have. Dr. Richardson, what would be this program? What is it? Right. It's a safe, effective program to eliminate and prevent high blood pressure.
Okay, well, first of all, I would say we want to be on a hardening artery hypertension reversal diet. That would be a low-fat diet, less than 10 to 15% fat, no cholesterol, no animal products, excludes foods high in saturated fat. So you want to cut down on even the good fats a bit. Cut out caffeine, cut out other drugs like cigarettes and alcohol, which tend to raise the high blood pressure. Get on a weight loss program because you want to drop that weight. That'll automatically help lower the blood pressure. So we're talking about the correct diet, weight loss in general, steady exercise. And folks, you want to make sure your blood pressure is under control. If your blood pressure is out of control, you're at risk for heart disease, stroke, and things. So work with your doctor. Make sure your blood pressure is under at least some decent semblance of control. They also have a lot of herbals that you can use, such as combinations like Blood Pressure X, Pressure Low. Garlic actually lowers blood pressure. Why? Because it has allicin in it, allicin, which opens up the blood vessels. And that can be used with medications as necessary. You can eat raw garlic in your food. Don't cook it. The other things are minerals such as magnesium, potassium, and calcium. So you want to eat a lot of foods rich in that, which would be namely dark green leafy vegetables. You want to use herbal alternatives for seasoning like Vegit, VEGIT is a low sodium alternative. Some people, for seasoning that is, some people are going to be more sensitive to sodium than others. And exercise in general, meditation, relaxation, chelation therapy is something that can pull the lead and the cadmium out of your body, which are toxic elements that tend to raise the high blood pressure.
Yeah, and it reduces the atherosclerotic plaque, thereby increasing the internal diameter of your arterial system, thereby increasing the flow of the blood. So we're going to run to some calls, folks. We got a couple lines open. We got folks on the line waiting to get in. You can call us, 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. We are taking calls right now on high blood pressure and heart and artery diseases and all this kind of thing. This is a good time to get in early in the show. So if you have a question or comment, you want to contribute to the show, give us a call, 404-880-9255. Right now we're going to run to Jay in Lithonia. Jay, you're on the air. Jay, you're on the air. Hello, Jay.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air, sir.
Yeah, how are you? Thanks for the program. I appreciate this information.
Sure.
I wanted to ask Dr. Richardson a few things.
Yeah.
Hope it's not too much here. But what I do take spirulina, and I would like you to just comment on the effects if that may be a reversal of the hardening of the artery type of diet. Mm-hmm. Also, olive oil. Mm-hmm. And now you mentioned garlic pill. Yeah. I'm sorry, garlic. What about garlic pills such as garlic and things like that?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the last thing I want to know, what are the effects of marijuana on high blood pressure?
Okay. Well, certainly garlic pills will work. I prefer the stinky ones because I just feel I have more faith in it. Spirulina is a good source of protein and vitamin B12 and certainly will not raise the high blood pressure, and if it's part of a healthy diet, it'll tend to lower it.
Got that chlorophyll in it too, yeah, which is kind of cleansing for the entire system, the liver and that.
And then the olive oil.
Mm-hmm. Olive oil.
Now, too much of it, of course, is more oil. You can weight gain with it, but don't cook with it. It's best to eat it raw. And then flaxseed oil is even better because it has the omega-3, which tend to lower the blood pressure, but I think it's a good thing to eat in general.
In fact, we had a show, and they were talking about the Mediterranean diet, and that olive oil was the preference, and then we think flaxseed oil goes along with that. Those are two live oils. Those are great oils, really.
And then the whole thing with marijuana, just like exercise, marijuana will initially tend to raise the blood pressure, and in fact, it could be dangerous for those with unstable blood pressures. Some other studies have shown that it may tend to lower it over the long run.
All right.
There's other dangers with it, of course.
Thank you, Jay. We're going to give that number out again, 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. We're going to keep this show moving. We got a line or two open for you. Give us a call, 404-880-9255. Next, we're going to run to Renata in Atlanta. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, thanks for calling.
My question is, how do hormones impact blood pressure?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, which hormones? What set of hormones?
Like, say, birth control pills, that kind of thing.
Right. Well, birth control, I'm just going to be very blunt. That would not be my favorite way to have birth control. I'd rather use even an IUD. People who take birth control pills actually generally do die more than the general population who does not, and the increased risk of cancer and whatnot. But in general, it can, for those susceptible, it can tend to help run the blood pressure up, and it can also increase deep venous thrombosis. But it would not necessarily be the primary cause. It may make it worse with everything else that the person may have going on.
Okay, I hope that answered your question, Renata. We thank you for that. So many things affect this blood pressure. Give us a call, 404-880-9255. Your contributions are greatly appreciated in Atlanta. Everybody's calling in about this blood pressure, so let's have another one. Next, we're going to go to Stone Mountain. There's Sherry from Stone Mountain. You're on the air, Sherry.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. I'm calling. I have high blood pressure as a result of a pregnancy.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
My baby's about a year old now, and I've been on blood pressure medicine and never lost a swelling in one of my legs, and now I've been diagnosed with lymphedema.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That comes from damage to the valves that outflow the lymphatic tissue, the lymphatic fluid going back toward the heart. That's almost a mechanical problem. Certainly, I would put the legs up every night. Almost like lying down and putting your legs up on a chair. And the same things, though, apply because your hypertension was gestationally induced or pregnancy induced because there's more stress on the body at that time. So you have to go through the same steps to reverse the process.
Okay. As far as, and I have been working towards that. I know that I have weight gain that came on that I haven't lost yet.
Understand.
But along with the lymphedema, I get the lymphangitis or cellulitis quite frequently. And I'm wondering if there's anything to help.
Yeah, there's some pumps. You may want to see a podiatrist. And there's also some lymph pumps that you can put on and even hose. But elevation and pumping your own leg every day and night before you go to bed and when you wake up is going to be very important. Keeping it elevated and really pumping, using your own muscles to help pump that fluid back.
Okay.
All right. We appreciate your
Thank you.
call today, Sherry. Atlanta, you're interested in this hardening of the arteries, this blood pressure, this heart and artery disease, all this kind of thing, because you're lighting up the lines at 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Callers that have called in, please hold. Gary, Ed, Mike, and the rest, please hold. We'll get to you after the break. We are going to take a break. You are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call. Today we're featuring high blood pressure, what causes it, what are the dangers of high blood pressure, how to prevent it, and how to reverse and eliminate it. Stay tuned as we continue to discuss how to solve this high blood pressure epidemic on WCLK 91.9 FM. We'll be right back.
This is Dick Gregory. Dr. Richardson on Call will continue after this break.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
With over 25 years of experience and success, Dr. William Richardson, MD, and his experienced staff of professionals make up the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine. We specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. We specialize in treating potential causes of ill health, not just suppressing symptoms. For more information on Dr. William Richardson, MD, and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, website address is www.acpm.net.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
All right, Atlanta, we're back from the break, and you are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, and I'm your co-host, John Richardson, along with Dr. William Richardson. And today we are discussing how to reverse, prevent, and eliminate high blood pressure. And if you want to get in on this conversation, please call us at 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Atlanta, you know, we value your comments and questions. Give us a call and contribute to this. We have an epidemic of high blood pressure, and we really mean to eliminate the blood pressure permanently. We mean to get folks off the drugs, and actually we mean to keep people out of the cemetery and, in fact, the doctor's office, to completely eliminate the high blood pressure because we're having an epidemic. Give us a call at 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255, and we're going to take calls in just a second. And I'll just remind the listening audience that we do have a website that has an excellent article on heart and artery disease. And then if you look at also our testimonials, you'll see people that had bypass surgeries and angioplasty and had high blood pressure problems and had impotency and all these kind of things. They did the program. They got on a good program, and we put them on a program, and there is a comprehensive program out there in general for the blood pressure, for heart and artery diseases that you should know about. But if you need information, if you'd like to check the website for more information, the web address is 404, right. Okay, www.404, whatever, www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. We are going to run back to the callers who are calling in at 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. We're going to run to Mike in Atlanta. Mike, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. What's your question or comment today, Mike?
Yes, I am interested in knowing, along with diet and lifestyle changes, are there any supplements you can take that would tend to reverse or dissolve plaque in the arteries? And I read in particular that grapefruit pectin has been shown to do that in animals, but I'm not sure about the benefit to humans.
All right. Good
Yeah,
question,
the
Mike.
arteriosclerotic plaque. A limited amount of the good fats can do that, like flaxseed oil and whatnot.
Okay.
If you eat enough soy lecithin, it can help, and you have to eat a lot of that.
Okay.
Let's see. Other than that, your plaque naturally will will dissolve if you eat a 10 to 15% fat diet in general.
Okay. All right.
And
I was just,
and things like garlic
Yeah.
can help decrease platelet stickiness.
absolutely.
What
I
about
have a
psyllium?
And then yes, psyllium by pulling cholesterol out. You can use things that will help pull cholesterol out of the body.
Guar gum.
Psyllium, and things such as
There's
that.
a whole plethora of
And then
supplements.
vitamin B12 and folate decrease the homocysteine, which can scar the blood vessels, and then stayed away from dairy products because the casein, which can scar blood vessels as well.
Absolutely. I probably have a genetic predisposition,
That's
and I'm
right.
interested in a lot of preventative
That's
as
right.
as I can.
Good idea.
Smart.
I
man.
will definitely use that advice. Thank you so much.
All right,
All
smart
right.
man. Again, folks, we
That's
have
right.
a lot of those supplements in that listed in that article on that website at www.acpm.net. All right, give us a call, Atlanta, 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Anybody out there concerned about blood pressure, high blood pressure, low blood pressure? But we're talking about high blood pressure.
Yeah.
We're talking about arthrosclerotic plaque buildup. We're talking about a disease epidemic that is sweeping across the planet.
And I should say a normal blood pressure is really 120/80 or less.
There you go.
And get borderline is up to 140/90.
Like again, a lot of folks come in that office, they got over that borderline thing.
That's
it's just
right.
amazing.
It is.
Even with their medication, and there's problems with medication, Dr.
Yeah,
Richardson.
We didn't even do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Side
we-
effects.
Side effects.
You get cancer from some of them.
Impotency, liver problems.
Yeah,
Then they have to switch, and it doesn't work, and There's no guarantees, folks. You need to get on a program for your blood pressure. Give us a call, 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255, and let us know your opinions about this blood pressure. Next, we're going to run to somebody who's been waiting a little while, Gary in Ellenwood. Gary, you're on the air with Dr. Richardson today.
Yes, Dr. Richardson,
Yes.
good evening, and
Good
good evening to the host of the show.
Thank you.
I would like to know, first, I just heard you say something about some medications for high blood pressure cause cancer.
Yes.
And I have another question about do daily stress, and the way that you handle it, does that have anything to do with your blood pressure?
That's good.
Absolutely.
Good comment.
And it ties it into exercise, and I'll explain why in a second. Hydrochlorothiazide can cause kidney cancer per a very brilliant hematologist, oncologist that my brother and I both know and admire. And of course it's rare, and I'm not telling people just to stop that because of that, but don't be so satisfied taking medications like some people are. And what was the second part of that question?
I was asking
About this.
about drugs.
Turn your radio down, Gary. Gary.
Okay.
Okay.
I was asking about drugs that you take that would cause cancer.
Right, hydrochlorothiazide. That's the one that I know
Talking
about.
about stress and
and
exercise.
also
Oh, the stress,
daily
yeah.
stress.
The stress,
Daily
yeah.
stress and how you react to
That's
it.
right, because we have the fight or flight syndrome. So, I guess in ancient times you could actually tell a person how you really felt, or if you were up against the old proverbial saber-toothed tiger, you could just turn and run. Both of those would probably help stabilize your blood pressure. So now we have to have almost sessions where we actually tell a person what we think of our boss or something, or even our spouse, and then we need to exercise our stress off, and that'll make you feel better, and lower the blood pressure.
Yeah, also you want to know that like meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, the internal healing arts are really important for blood pressure.
Very good.
A lot of people jumping around doing aerobics and all that is wonderful, but then they have this internal stress that they're not dealing with, they're not stretching, and their energy flow chi is off also.
Yeah, you want to have a balanced exercise program.
All right, Gary.
Tai Chi? You said Tai Chi.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
Tai Chi is
definitely.
excellent.
Yeah, you must do Tai Chi. Must do Tai Chi and yoga.
Yoga, something like that.
Okay.
All right, Gary.
Thank you very much.
Going to have to run. Thank you from Allenwood. Gary, give us a call. The number to get in the studio, we got to look like a pretty full bank of lines. Look like we have one line open. We can get you in at 404-880-9255. That's 404-880-WCLK. We have some more calls, and we really appreciate your participation today. We are getting some wonderful comments on this
Absolutely.
subject. And this
Great
is
questions.
something we see in our office every day.
That's right.
Every day. Every
No
day.
doubt.
That we see patients. Next, we're going to run to Kwame in Lovett, Texas. Kwame, are you there?
Yes, sir, brother.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Well, thank you. God bless you too, brother.
All right.
I wanted to be a testament real quick and then ask a couple questions.
Okay.
One, I've been on a serious exercise program and raw diet since January.
Wow.
And I had my 6-7 month checkup in July. Last week, I've lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
Yes.
My blood pressure was at 160 over 120, and now it's down to 138 over 88.
You hear that, folks?
Hey.
That is exciting. And you calling from
Come
Texas.
on, everybody in the
And
studio.
I listen to WCOK all the time because
course.
I stay in touch with my folks. Real quick, as far as the supplements, I wanted you to mention again the minerals and nutrients that you should take to keep the blood pressure down, number one. And also I wanted to ask, I take Lotrel because I have been off of blood pressure medicine before.
Yeah.
And my weight went back up against it, like the brother was just mentioning about stress. But I wanted to ask you about Lotrel. I stopped taking the hydrochlorothiazide, one, because I did not want to overact the kidneys, so I just drink a lot of water to make sure the water is flowing through. But I wanted to ask about, like I said, Lotrel, and also remind people, like you said, also yoga and Tai Chi is definitely something you need to keep, to keep some stress down. But keep in mind that exercise and diet together are really, really important.
Yeah, very much so.
And what about the Lotrel?
Lotrel is a combination medication that includes an ACE inhibitor or angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor and a calcium channel blocker. Now, most people don't know what that means. Those are just medical terms. They can give you side effects, or they may not, depending on your constitution. The idea is to, if you have to take it, but keep minimizing it and eventually eliminate it, Lord willing, by diet, lifestyle, and even chelation therapy.
All right, and we appreciate that comment, Kwame.
And look at the website, like we said, for more details on minerals and vitamins and what
he was calling all the way from Texas. But speaking of raw food, we had another jam session this past Saturday evening at Loving It Live, one of our sponsors, and we just encourage folks to come check us out. We'll be jamming down there and playing jazz and originals and this kind of thing, and it's a live food restaurant that has live pizza, live whatever, greens and all kind of good stuff
especially
to eat.
Greens, yeah.
Yeah, and meat, they have meatloaf, it's all animal product free. It's just, it's mocking some of the foods, mimicking some of the foods that we normally eat, this kind of thing. So we encourage you to come check us out. And actually, it's posted on the website in activities. You can get that flyer and see the dates. We play, and sometimes Dr. Richardson will talk about health, and we just have a good time, party, and just people were asking when I was going to sing. I was talking
they didn't ask me.
Some beautiful women were asking me. I was like, Lord, I was like, I'm gonna figure out something here. I know I can write, but I'm singing. I don't know. Right. We have a singer named Angel. I'm going to do it one of these days, especially if the women keep walking in there talking about when am I going to sing. Anyway,
I'll pay you all to let me sing since I can't sing.
Okay.
That's Dr. Richardson. John can sing. Dr. Richardson can't sing. He can play the bass though.
All right. 404-880-9255. 404-880-9255. Like I say, Loving It Live is one of our sponsors, and like they have that restaurant. And we're down there on Saturdays every second and fourth. So come check us out if you will. 404-880-9255. You can give us a call. We're next going to run to Christine in Atlanta. Christine, you're on the air.
Hi. How are you guys?
Good.
All right.
I just have a question. I talked to my girlfriend who lives in Connecticut who told me that her mother has a condition called, and I think I'm pronouncing it right, achalasia, which, I think your esophagus doesn't open and close properly.
Right. Yes.
Really?
I've never heard that before. Can you expound on that? What is that, and Like, what is that all about? Because they're talking about surgery and a balloon and,
Yeah.
what is that?
You know, it's relatively very rare. I think I may have been personally involved with one case of that. And basically, it's a relative closing up of the esophagus, and sometimes what's used is like a balloon or something to expand the esophagus at that time. Now, I have not really put my mind to it above the whole fact of, is it associated with reflux, something like that. So if it is, then reflux must be controlled. I'm sorry, I hit the table, but reflux must be controlled. And you know, if she's
like Rush Limbaugh.
yeah, if she's going to get the procedure, which she may need, you know, you don't want it to come back if possible. So the reflux has to be totally controlled.
Yeah, and you know, we treat reflux in terms of food combining, body clock mechanics, eating rules. People are eating and doing all kind of things, and the esophagus and the stomach reacts to that and that kind of thing. And we find if you make some of those fundamental changes that are very clear, a lot of these symptoms go away. And the doctors never even ask about that part, but you know.
Is there any correlation? Because she's freaking out because she thinks that the doctors are hiding the fact that she might have cancer. She thinks it's cancer related. And
well, no, I mean, I have not heard that it's cancer related, and there's specific ways to look for esophageal cancer. So, but if you know, it's just that's just a diagnosis.
Yeah, check our website for more information on digestion and good health and all that kind of thing. Maybe share that with her at www.acpm.net. As you know, a lot of information on that. Folks panicking about this cancer epidemic, I guess for good reason.
For good reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of cancer, but then people are just paranoid about it and really don't you know, they'd rather be more concerned about the cancer than, okay, I'm going to change my diet.
Right.
So I can get anti-cancer. Oh, do I have cancer now?
And if they don't, then they just keep doing the
same
thing.
That's what I'm trying to say, you know. 404-880-9255. Atlanta, we appreciate your comments and questions today. We just have a full bank of lines. You just lighten it up. We're just going to go for more. We're going to go to Adam and Eve. No, Adam, just Adam. Adam, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Yes.
Oh, can you turn your radio down, sir?
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted your opinion. I have hypertension.
Yes.
But I'm doing all the right things. I don't have a high cholesterol diet. Eat mainly vegetarian and take supplements and herbal formulas. And still the condition persists. I exercise. Do cardio exercise. I'm physically fit. I'm not overweight.
Right. Well, let me just say this. There's a study that Dr. Burkitt did. He's a guy from England, but he went to South Africa in 1994. And the rural blacks, that is the blacks who lived in the country, they hardly had any high blood pressure at all. Okay? Now check it out. As soon as they moved to the city, their blood pressure increased 400%. And check this out. 100 years ago, in all of Africa, there wasn't one case of high blood pressure. And I'm sure, I'm going to be very blunt, most of our lives are not similar to the relative normality of life in those societies. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, I also would say a lot of people, we had a couple patients come in today, and they said the same thing you said. Well, I'm doing the right thing, blah, blah, blah. And then what I was asking, we asked about, I saw they did a 1 chelation and they had high lead and cadmium and all these. You might do all of those things and have heavy metal toxicity, which is the environmental pollution that we're experiencing in today's environment. And you do all the proper things and still have that lead and cadmium. That could be a missing piece. And how we deal with that is the chelation therapy. If you don't know about chelation therapy, go on our website. We got the testimonials and we got an article on chelation and we got an article on heart and artery disease. And I advise you highly to go check that out because we're running out of time right here.
Okay, can I ask you one more thing?
Very quickly.
Do you think chelation therapy would be an option for someone who's been diagnosed with aneurysms, where they're talking about surgery to treat that?
All right.
That would be an individual assessment off just gut feeling. It could be, yes, it could be okay. Yeah, because it's not a mechanical type of thing. It's more a chemistry thing. So I don't think it's contraindicated in that.
Mm-hmm. Well, we appreciate that comment, Adam. Everybody's comment has been Johnny on the spot. In fact, my name is John. I'm John Richardson, and I'm your co-host. And we're going to ask Sheila, Peter, Richie, and James to hold on because we're going to get to your calls right after this break. You are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, and we're discussing high blood pressure and preventive medicine and all the good things you can do to extend your life and have increased health and longevity. Stay tuned to 91.9 FM WCLK. We'll be right back.
This is Dick Gregory. Dr. Richardson on Call will continue after this break.
Many people are sick and tired of seeking help from conventional medical doctors who may just see you for 5 minutes, just hand you another prescription, just run more tests, or may know very little about diet, nutrition, detoxification, immune system enhancement, and other health-building lifestyle factors. William Richardson, MD, and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. For more information on Dr. Richardson and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, website address is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. All right, Atlanta, we're back from the break. You're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, and I'm your co-host, John Richardson, along with Dr. William Richardson, and we are discussing today how to prevent, reverse, and eliminate high blood pressure. How to permanently lower your high blood pressure using natural means without drugs. How to lessen the need for drugs to control that high blood pressure. And basically how to completely eliminate blood pressure, period. That's what we do. That's what we like to do.
Yes. And traumatic conditions have to be diffused in the brain as well, and it can affect people in different ways.
Yeah, that stress thing and all.
Because I had one patient, she was resistant with the blood pressure, and then I found out she had been shot and all these other things.
Oh, yes.
That can be a factor.
Yes, yes. Well, folks, we're going to go for some more callers here. We got a full bank of lines. We're going to clear them off and then get on out of here and listen to jazz at sundown at 7 p.m. And I saw Renee walking around here. She's going to come in with her fists aimed at me in a minute. If I haven't mentioned, her show is coming up with that excellent jazz. She's going to be whistling the airways with that jazz in about 10 minutes here. But now we're going to continue this discussion about high blood pressure and preventive medicine and all that, chelation therapy and dietary changes. We're going to run next to Peter in Marietta. Peter, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the air, Peter.
Yes, I am calling. My mother-in-law, Mrs. Thompson, is a stroke survivor. She's 75.
Good.
And we are calling, and Mrs. Thompson is listening. We're calling to try to find out what direction you would provide her in terms of managing and getting herself back as close to 100% as possible.
Good question. Now, folks, that's a secondary disease from most likely high blood pressure. We're talking about a stroke, and we're talking about tertiary prevention. But what I would do, I would start with looking at our website, and I would make sure I'm on a 10 to 15% fat diet, a great diet, the best diet, positive thinking, proper bowel cleansing, because you're not going to feel good if you're sluggish. And then I would strongly ask you to consider and look at the possibility of chelation therapy to pull out the heavy metals and decrease the future possibilities of stroke, because if one comes, more can come.
Yeah, basically the stroke is caused by atherosclerotic plaque buildup and hardening of the arteries such that the blood flow to the brain was insufficient. And if you increase the internal diameter of the arterial system and the blood flow to the brain and the heart and the extremities, you're going to eliminate those problems. So, just educate yourself as much and get on the full program.
She's a Blue Cross Blue Shield member, PTO. Well, we do business with her.
We happen to accept that one.
Excellent.
All right.
I'll be calling the number. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, Peter. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Bye now.
All right. And the web address with a lot of testimonials on it is www.acpm.net, www.acpm.net. We like other people to tell the story, not just us.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
And insurance doesn't cover everything. I mean,
no.
And you have to realize that.
That's true. We're going to have a show. It's called Insurance Does Not Insure Good Health.
Yeah, okay.
Basically what insurance does is ensure that you can have office visits with a doctor, get medical procedures done, and most plans will cover a few drugs here or there or whatever, this kind of thing.
Surgery and such.
surgeries,
It doesn't
yeah,
cover
hospital.
lifestyle counseling, chelation, or any of that.
Supplements and that kind of thing, your diet changes, good food, all this kind of thing. All right, we're going to run to another call because we're going to have to get off the air pretty soon here. We're going to run next to James in Smyrna. James, you're on the air.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Excellent.
I got a question. I've been taking Flomax for, I guess, benign prostatitis condition.
Well, benign prostatic hypertrophy.
Yeah, that, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I
BPH.
did some research on it and found out that that's also a high blood pressure
It is. It really is.
Ah.
And people many times are using it to pick up two birds with one stone, so to speak.
Now,
Pick
I
two
don't have any high blood pressure, but could I be creating some symptoms, or could I be creating high blood pressure?
That's an interesting question. And then if you stop the medication, then maybe your blood pressure goes up or something. I have not seen any studies to support that idea, although I wouldn't say it's impossible. And then you got to keep in mind a prostate health program. Saw palmetto and those type of herbals have been shown to be many times just as effective as the medications. Saw palmetto, Pygeum africanus, and stinging nettles. And you need to be on a strong prostate preventive program as well, sir.
Now, the results from the Flomax is great in terms of I don't feel the symptoms.
Right.
And my male organs just it creates, I guess, blood flow.
Right, and that's what the drugs do. They can create good results like that, and I'm not necessarily encouraging you to stop it at all. That's between you and your doctor. But what I am encouraging you to do is explore a total health program for the prostate, because we have been able to see reversal of the symptoms of benign prostatic hypertrophy with non-pharmacological means.
And James, we're going to have to run, but if you check our website, we have a comprehensive program for prostate. It addresses prostate cancer, but it's really a comprehensive program for prostate.
Check
if you
it
click
out.
on articles and click on, I think it's how to prevent prostate cancer. That's the whole. That's the whole program right there. That's the whole program right there. So check it out. It's very comprehensive. Oh, the website is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. Let's run the rest of these calls, clear the lines, and we're going to check on out of here. Let's run to Richie in Atlanta. Richie, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes. Could you make your comment quickly? We're about
Sure.
to go off the air. Go ahead.
Yes, I was just giving you some things about my cholesterol.
Yeah.
And I had a problem. I just want to get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my LDL and everything, and I just want to know from another perspective, what should I, need to be, they said it was kind of high, and then another doctor said that another, said it wasn't high
What
at
is
all.
your LDL?
I got 82/185 or something like that. My paper just tore on me. But when I go to my check out, I just had my blood pressure and everything
Well,
tested.
let me just say, in my opinion, an LDL, those numbers don't make sense to me right now.
Right.
But the LDL should be 100 or less. A lot of times the system will say 130 or less than 130. I disagree with that. I believe the LDL should be no more than 100 and less if you have dis-ease. And the good cholesterol is the HDL. And that should be greater than 45, and the higher the better.
Right.
And the total cholesterol, in my opinion, and the system says less than 200. They used to say less than 300. I think a normal cholesterol is 150 to 175 approximately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, and what should I, one should be taking and anything? Is that too high? Because all my blood pressure is well.
You just you heard my numbers, and when you get an accurate record of yours, you can compare them, and you can look at our website for a heart and artery disease
That's
reversal
right. That's
program.
right. It's got all the supplements listed on there. There's plenty of guar gum, psyllium, garlic. We mentioned them earlier in the show.
Rice, red rice extract.
Right. We're going to run to our last caller for today, Sheila in Kennesaw. Sheila, you're on the air.
Yes. First, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. First, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The thing is, I have high blood pressure, and also I've been diagnosed with high platelets and diagnosed with ET, if you're familiar with that.
ET, say the full name.
I'm diagnosed with high platelets.
Okay.
And if I'm pronouncing it correctly, the ET.
We're getting ready to get off the air. Do you have a question on that?
Well, the thing is, what's the best thing in terms of to take in terms of cleansing my body and herbs and things of that nature? Because I am taking Hydrea for the medication for the high platelets.
I would really want to study that a little more personally from a medical basis, but certainly garlic and those types of things, lecithin and the beneficial fats can help keep the platelet stickiness down, and that could be helpful. But, honestly, I would want to study that more and get the exact name and parameters.
All right, Dr. Richardson, and there you have it, Atlanta. Another edition of Dr. Richardson on Call. We've discussed high blood pressure today. And again, we invite you to stay tuned for Jazz at Sundown at 7 p.m. with Renee Williams in just a few minutes. And we also want to tell you that we have another show coming up August 10th, and we're probably going to do chelation. We're making up our new show list for the rest of the year. I'm thinking about chelation, but we're going to have some new topics coming down. And so we invite you to join us August 10th at 6 p.m. We also want to thank our sponsors, Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD. We also want to thank Tracy in there on the board, operating things for us, and Lorenzo, wherever he is back there, controlling that phone and screening those calls. And Atlanta, we want to thank you most of all. Oh, we left out the producer's hollering at me back there, Harriet Harris, the Detox Queen. She's back there producing the show and helping us out with that. So we also want to thank Reggie Hicks, director of Talk Radio. So Atlanta, we're going to let you go. For more information on what we've been talking about today, high blood pressure, preventive medicine, the website address is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. For Dr. William Richardson, this is John Richardson, and we're signing off and inviting you to join our next edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, August 10th at 6 p.m., where we'll probably be discussing chelation therapy. We'll see you then. Take care, Atlanta.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.